In a recent post on social media, we asked what new roller coaster our followers would like to see at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and the answers were quite varied. In today's video, I'm going to stick to that subject and talk about what I think could be added to Blackpool Pleasure Beach's lineup in the coming years. But I must also say this is for speculative reasons only, and not on the assumption that a new roller coaster is definitely going to be built at Blackpool Pleasure Beach in the imminent future. Icon opened 5 years ago at the Pleasure Beach and still seems quite new, but when there's new roller coasters opening at places like Alton Towers, Chessington, Drayton Manor, Legoland and Fort Park within the next 2 years, it's difficult not to speculate what might happen next at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Let's start with the available space at the Pleasure Beach. As much as I've seen the calls about Infusion being binned and the Grand National in need of conversions from just about everybody, I'm not going to look at what could replace what today, but more what could go into a very obvious available space at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. The obvious space for redevelopment is where the Bowlerdrome arcade building currently is. Now, there's been plenty of rumours in the last 12 months that this location will actually be used for a new big wheel, but now there's actually conflicting rumours to suggest that this big wheel project has actually been cancelled. It's worth remembering that Blackpool Pleasure Beach never once said that they were building a big wheel, but gondolas were spotted, and with something like this, there's always leaks that come through to Blackpool Pleasure Beach fans. Icon was leaked years before it happened, and nothing's really changed with rumours coming out about new projects long before they actually happen. Behind the Bowlerdrome arcade is a car park, and there's also Planet Rock, which has occasionally been used, but not something that will be a big loss. There's the possibility of the fountain seating area and the shipping container catering outlets being removed or relocated within the park, clearing even more space. Now, the reason I'm mentioning these areas is because there's this online myth that Blackpool Pleasure Beach have no space, but there's been a lot of rides which have been removed and not replaced in the last 20 years. Plus, the area already mentioned is plenty of space. So no, I really don't agree with comments like there's no space at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Before 2016, there was talk of no space for a launch coaster, but funnily enough, there's one in the park now. So moving on from where a roller coaster might be built at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, here's a look at some of the roller coasters that I think Blackpool Pleasure Beach might look to build in the next couple of years. Starting with a UK first, a single rail roller coaster from RMC, an RMC Raptor, or from Intamin, an Intamin Hot Racer. I think a single rail roller coaster, like one of those, is a possibility at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I think it's a possibility, not just because there's rumours that it's actually going to happen, but because it will be unique to the UK and they don't take up a lot of space compared to something like the big one or Icon. Both RMC and Intamin have standard layout designs which could be chosen for Pleasure Beach. Some have a lift hill, some have a launch, and both manufacturers will no doubt offer the option of custom layouts as well. I'm certainly interested to see if the rumours about a single rail roller coaster at Blackpool Pleasure Beach materialise over the next few years. I don't know the theoretical throughputs of either of these single rail concepts, but I believe a single rail roller coaster is a strong possibility at Blackpool Pleasure Beach in the future. Secondly, a B&M dive coaster has previously been rumoured, and whilst it does seem very unlikely that a B&M roller coaster could ever be built at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, I don't think it's impossible. Before 2018, I'd have said no chance, but then we all saw how Leesburg squeezed Valkyria into their ride-intensive park, so I really don't think it's impossible that Blackpool Pleasure Beach could do something similar. I fully expect this next comment to cause a few friends of mine to frown, but I'd actually prefer this to a single rail roller coaster. I'm saying this more from a Blackpool Pleasure Beach point of view than my own. A big, tall dive coaster at Blackpool Pleasure Beach that's 200 foot or above will be very easy to market, even more so if it took back the UK height record from Fort Park. Easy to market, a crowd pleaser, high capacity and likely to be a thrilling coaster, it would be a great thing for Blackpool Pleasure Beach to have one of these in my opinion. Thirdly, I think we have to look at the Mack rides options out there because of the good working relationship between the park and the Mack family. One of Mack's Big Dipper coasters, like Lost Gravity at Wallaby Holland, is something that a lot of people thought Blackpool Pleasure Beach would build after Icon. There was actually so many rumours in 2018 that this was actually going to happen. Like I said near the start of this video though, Blackpool Pleasure Beach and rumours just go hand in hand. I've been a season pass holder since 2005. In that time there's been some absolutely bonkers rumours, and some rumours that never went away and eventually happened. Take the gold mine for example. In 2006 we were hearing it'd be replaced with a Wallace and Gromit ride. The guy who kept telling us about this could have been extremely lucky to guess this right, or simply knew all along that there was plans. Long-term fans of the park will no doubt remember the Superman coaster rumours that every single park staff member used to talk about in the 2000s. Back to the Mack Big Dipper concept. Could it happen? Most definitely. Will it happen? I'm not so sure it will, but it's certainly a roller coaster that would fit into the space with a custom layout. But I do think the cost and the capacity of these coasters is likely to rule it out. There's of course many other options out there that Blackpool Pleasure Beach could go with. For example, there's plenty of interesting concepts from Gerstlauer these days. But I'm interested to see what happens with the single rail coaster rumours and if the dive coaster talk ever returns from oblivion. Let's be honest, between now and whenever Blackpool Pleasure Beach build their next roller coaster, there's likely to be hundreds, if not thousands, of rumours about what they're building, what they're removing, who said this and who said that. But at the time of recording, I think the 3 coaster concepts that have been mentioned are all possibilities as the next roller coaster at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. What would you like to see Blackpool Pleasure Beach build next in the space that's been discussed in this video? And what do you think their next move with new attractions is likely to be? Please let me know in the comments section below. And if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you're up to date with all of our latest uploads. Many thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.